Hey, Pat here. We're going to do a league commentary. Well, it's not exactly season 3, but the pre-season 3 patch is out. We got new items, new builds, and you know what? I'll be fully honest, Matt and I jumped on and we got creamed because we got caught in indecision, made bad builds, bad choices, and no one really wants to see the two of us crying about how we keep losing. We did manage to win one. Twitch Lulu. Always good. So let's talk about what we're going to see for this game right here. In the top lane, we have a Rumble versus Darius. Oddly enough, right now we have the junglers leaping on each other. Rumble is currently dead. Darius also dead, so I think we just... Oh, they're their bodies. So we just missed some action right there. This is as soon as I can get into the match. So it looks like a double gank going on. TF went up there. Wow, we just missed some real excitement. Must have gone up there, not even with his ultimate, and well, there we go. Those are our junglers. We have Rengar and a Mumu, so tons of good CC. A very bursty champion with lots of good sustain for Rengar. We have Elise in the mid lane. She is a solid mid lane, solid top laner. She bought the Crystal Flask. Interesting. So she really wants to sustain and have extra mana, as well as a Fairy Charm. So she definitely wants to make sure that she can stay in lane. It is an interesting choice for her. Elise, I've only really played her in the jungle, so you know what? I got nothing of real value to really talk about. TF standard Season 2 build with boots. Bot lane, we have Ezreal Leona. Ezreal on sale if you want to pick him up, and that outfit. Standard lane, I'm not too crazy about it, but I'm just not a fan of Ezreal personally. And we have Vayne, who seems to be just wrecking bot, and Siona, and Sona, who's gone back and picked up some wards. So I'm going to press play. Maybe we'll let the automated camera go, but I think that the most interesting thing, we'll try bot for now. So as we can see, now this looks like a disengage, so let's see Rengar and a Mumu. Mumu is running back to tower. Red buff just faded for both jungles. And wow, looks like Rengar is just going to push to tower, run back to his lane. Meanwhile on bot, we have some aggression on Leona, managing to rip out a lot of health. Oof, a lot of healing from those health pots on both of those characters. Looks like Leona's going to do her best to get out of there, though, as Sona comes back into lane. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Mumu doing his best to leave clear as well. Everyone just wants to be pushing. This is a very aggressive game. And at some point, Elise headed bot. Nothing came out of it, so I don't feel too guilty about missing that. Let's see here. Ezreal staying in lane. What does he have at the moment? A Doran's Blade. The new Doran's Blade gives 5 life per hit instead of percentage lifesteal. So those don't really stack all that efficiently. And you want to get rid of your Doran's Blades as soon as possible in this current version of the game. Leona's back in the lane. Let's see what kind of aggression she can pull out. She is building Ninja Tabbies, so she's got tons of armor. And, ooh, 10% damage from basic enemy attacks. It's pretty solid. Rumble, Darius, they'll be dancing around each other. Oof, look at all that damage from Darius. Oh, the leash. But nah, check that out. Tons of damage down from that Rumble. Very aggressive bot lane. Elise is running back and forth. Looks like she's trying to CS. She's currently tied with TF, so they seem to be doing okay. It's a Philo Stone. Oh, and we have a gank, a failed gank from Rengar. Let's see, did she... Nope. Didn't even have to burn any summoners, so right now that was a really failed gank from Rengar as she continues to farm lane. Did TF get blue buff out of that? Nope. Elise seems to be calling for help, or maybe a Mumu is mentioning that he's going to be there at some time. Seeing that Rumble is top. I am a big fan of Rumble top lane, and hopefully this guy will have an interesting build. Right now he's going Doran Shield. Rumble is a solid AP champ. I kind of view him as a Mordekaiser with basically more utility. A lot of stuff going on. Just everyone's pushing. This is a really, really aggressive game. And even though it's 1-4 in favor of red team, this could go at any time. Elise is invading in the jungle here. Not quite sure what her goal is. Oof, and she's landed some damage down on TF. Hitting, jumping up with her E, and oop, Rengar's in there. Scream, hit. Flashing over the wall. Rengar still has his flash. She is leaping away with her Q. TF is teleporting with his ultimate, doing a little bit of damage, but they had her trapped. A Mumu comes in, Curse of the Mummy, holding TF in place and getting a solid hit. Rengar's healing himself up, trying to do some damage, popping his ultimate as well to make sure he can keep on Amumu. And Rumble has come down. The bloody mid lane continues, landing his ultimate, hitting no one. That does have a slow, though. And Amumu is jumping back into the fray. Rumble has managed to kill Darius, and Amumu is doing his best. Oh, I'm not sure if that was red buff. Oh, the bleed from Darius is what killed Rumble right there. And a very, very bloody mid lane going on down. Tons of item purchases happening right now. Darius is building towards a Hex Drinker. Oh, and meanwhile in bot lane, let's just do the jump back. See what happened here. So everyone's jumping back and forth. We have level 6 only on Ezreal, probably because he stayed in lane so long. And a successful grab onto Vayne. She tumbles backwards, but Sona is definitely going to be slowed by that. Was that? No, something definitely went down on Ezreal there. Not quite sure if... that was the exhaust from Sona. Alright, so kind of a non-starter there. Sona blowing to summoners. And Leona going into the jungle, trying to stop that invade from Amumu. Still really low from earlier. He's going to get out of there. Blue buff has reset. And Ezreal doing a pretty good job of zoning out blue team right now. Will Amumu be discovered? He needs to port back to base. Right now, Rumble is mid lane. Elise is heading top. If we have a lane switch going on right now, that could be very interesting. Rumble's building a very standard build after the shield. Sorceress boots. Both Elise and Rumble kind of make this team a very interesting team. Both of these heroes benefit greatly from magic penetration. So being able to get those Sorcerer's Shoes, very solid for both of those characters. And you just kind of want to build extra penetration, and I'd imagine both of them would be building the new mask item. Lydia's Torment, I think it's called. Let's see, Elise up top. So this is a very interesting complete lane switch, it seems, for now. 3 deaths on Rumble. Oh, look at that. Need to roll back because the bot had something interesting happen. Okay, so in bot lane... Oh yeah, see, this is the power of Leona. Leona is just running in, lands her ultimate on Sona. Almost feels like they had just kind of tricked Vayne into thinking she was the target. We'll dive under tower. Leona has tons of natural armor, so she was able to withstand that. And Ezreal and Vayne just kind of trading hits. Amumu's coming in. See if he can make something happen. Stealth is not his friend in this case. Let's see, he's moving in, and he pulls backwards. Is he going to farm? Nope, he's just going to disengage. We have Elise doing her best to do damage against. Oh no, they stayed in lane, and ooh, Rengar is in lane as well. Oh, let's catch Darius, brought down by Elise. So the lane will be very interesting, as nothing really happens in the bot. Rumble seems to be doing an okay job of harassing, though. Ah, we have our first mask, and it's on Amumu. Haunted Guy's on Amumu. Extra health, extra magic penetration, so that should be an interesting build for him. We have a recursive bow on Vayne. Not quite sure what her second item is. Ah, a recursive bow and a dagger. She's going to be building straight into the Hurricane. I like this. Very brave Season 3 build out of her. Everyone else is building very traditional at the moment, other than Elise's desire to just continually swig free potions. Oof. Rumble ultimate going down again. Very bad line. What he did right here is he would have wanted to go down the retreat path that Twisted Fate wanted to do. That isn't going to be the optimal way to get damage out of him. But it looks like both of these people disengage. May just move Rumble. Or do we have another lane swap going down? Bot lane, tons of pings going down. Oh, and Leona missing her ult. That's the thing with Leona. She's definitely an all-or-nothing character. Oh man, things are happening in mid and bot at the same time. Hopefully I picked the right lane to follow. Though Vayne isn't really, like, Vayne will become really energetic once she gets to a higher level. Around 9 or 10 is when you're really going to see Vayne plays. Especially if she's building into the Hurricane. Oh yeah, I guess if this game continues, you're going to see Vayne wave clearing, which is something that Vayne usually has to do. Let's put a lot of thought into wave clearing with Vayne. But Ezreal doing a solid job of poking. That Phage is doing a great job building towards Trinity Force for him. Or I guess if he's a psychopath, he could be building towards a Frozen Mallet, but he's going to be building towards Infinity Edge. Leona is just going in there. Twisted Fate all going off. Everyone's trying to escape. Twisted Fate almost landed a stun card, and they are hitting down. Vayne ultimate popped. If she rolls, she'll be invisible. And oh, that damage. Twisted Fate managing to kill Sona. We have Elise coming in from top. Scouting out with her spider, managing to land her stun onto Leona, but that's not really what she wants. And now she is stun carded by Twisted Fate. We have Vayne coming back into the fray, super low health, and Elise is jumping in. There we go. Ooh, doing almost enough damage to kill Ezreal, but it's not going to matter, and she is taken down. Rengar not managed to take down a Mumu. Wow, this is really bad for blue team. Elise couldn't manage to secure the kill against Ezreal. And now they're going to be able to push this tower. He'll be able to go back and shop. And we probably will see the first dragon of the game. So here we go. Not going to pull him out. They're pretty safe in the assurance that the enemy team is unable to do anything about this. First dragon of the game, and the gold lead is creeping up there. 4,000 gold lead for red team. See here, Twisted Fate's easily going to be able to wave clear, and we're going to see pressure on just about every tower. Did they just give Ezreal blue buff? There's a chance that, no, he was just helping. Twisted Fate has blue buff, that's where we are with that. Do we see another lane swap? I don't quite understand the lane swap. Elise has built a Haunting Guise. There we go. Rumble, panic build, I would say. No, he's building towards it as well. He has a Ruby Crystal. I think it's a Ruby Crystal and an Amplifying Tome is how you build the Haunting Guise. He's really behind. 1-4 and 69 minion kills. Ahead in the minion kills against Darius. Oh, let's see here. Darius trying to duke it out with Elise. That Spider can be very disappointing. Meanwhile, Rumble is doing a bad job fighting against Twisted Fate. I think he's going to be going down. Another bad ultimate. And he is doing his best to fit her out of there as quick as possible. Twisted Fate is going to be able to push the lane. Up top, ooh, this Elise is being way too aggressive. Twisted Fate all getting in there. She leaped towards a minion, is running into the jungle, but Rengar is there. He's going to be able to leap. He's going to be able to scream, and he is going to take her. Oh, man! Clutch E from her. Let's see if they can catch. Her spiders are running after. Oof! Rengar popping his ult there, and there was a true shot barrage. Elise was not going to get out of there. And we have a fight over the blue buff. Vayne's doing her best to do as much damage as she can to it. Mumu's jumping in there as well. And a Mumu manages to steal the blue buff, but that could be all for naught if they all get wiped out here. Curse the Sad Mummy holding them together, but amazing Leona ult managed to do some damage and taking the momentum away from blue team. Blue team is been divided. They need to keep a Mumu alive so this buff steal is not wasted. Leona doing a solid job of keeping her team alive. No kills for red team, and Twisted Fate is entered, managing to kill Vayne, and now we're going to see a terrible kiting action going on right now. Oof, Flash is in there, manages to get another kill. Leona's in there, doing tons of damage, and they have basically collapsed this team. Twisted Fate did go down, though, in the middle of that fight. And Sona, oof, that could have been a pretty good kill right there. Will Elise manage to make it in time? This Leona is being super risky. Super risky. Not quite sure what her plan was there. Elise is going into the Wraiths. What is her plan? Oh, revealing Rengar, landing with her Q. That does more damage in Spider form based on how much health they've lost, and bursting him down. A very solid engagement on Rengar. Glad they managed to grab somebody out of that. Unfortunately, there is still a 6k gold lead in this fight for red team. But I'm liking this Elise's play. Amumu is already... Landry's Torment already has his tier 3 mask item. So a finished item on that. Meanwhile, on the other side, Boots Mobility with Home Guard on Rengar, so he'll be able to get out into the fights a lot quicker. Lane swap has happened again. Elise will be able to munch through this lane rather nicely. And a lot of pings going down. They know where Amumu is, and I think they are out for blood. Vayne trying to hurt Ezreal, but she just doesn't have the damage. He has got most of the components. Yeah, he has all the components for a Trinity Edge. Stunned by Leona. Just sad to watch. Going for the Hurricane. The Hurricane is a replacement for your Phantom Dancer. It's not a replacement for your Infinity Edge. It's not a damage item. So you shouldn't be going for it first. This Vayne has no damage, and she may be able to survive. If she can survive later, that could get... Oh, a missed E from Leona. And Amumu is waddling towards them. Bandage toss onto Leona. If they're going to get somebody, they're going to try and get her. Ooh, Twisted Fate jumping in there. Oh, an early crescendo. Curse of the Sad Mummy trying to hold him still. All of Red Team is down here all of a sudden. And they're going to collapse onto the blue team down there. Oh, if that crescendo had just been a second later. Well, they probably still would have all been massacred, but it could have been maybe a kill. See how low Twisted Fate is, see how low Rengar is. They're going to collapse on this turret. Unfortunately, Rumble, I'm not quite sure how successful he will be. He's going to try and see if he can try and get that Leona. Go for it. She's a psychopath. Elise is running down, double buffed Elise, jumping down on Leona, doing tons of damage with her Q, but she is stunned, missing with the E, landing her W, but taking tons of damage from Rengar, trying to disengage. Rumble is there as well, and we will not be seeing any poor choice ults out of Rumble this time, as both teams have disengaged. You're going to see a Trinity Force out of Ezreal. We're going to see some more completed items. Rengar is so fast at this point. Yeah, Trinity Force well ahead of the... she's now changed her mind. Built a dagger. Dorn's Blade. So she's got some life steal, some way to regain life. But, yeah, her Hurricane is not done yet, and she needs to have some sort of item to help fight against that Trinity Force. Meanwhile, top lane, Amumu... I bet he thought he had a gank going up against Darius, but there we go. The Dunk Master. Power Duncan. But Elise. Darius seems to be afraid of her. Trying to juke. She expected an E right there. Leaping on him, trying to do some damage, but he's actually got with that Hex Tech. Oof. Taking him out. I was going to say he had some okay magic resistance. Meanwhile, mid lane, I would love to see how that happened. Looks like Twisted Fate. Alright, so mid lane, Twisted Fate is pressuring down the tower. Vayne is tumbling in with her ultimate, doing some damage. Manages to, there we go, exhaust him and just take him down. Not exciting, but that'll be very useful, and we have a Sightstone built on Leona. So she will be able to get 2 free wards as she continues. Elise back in the mid lane as well. They're going to make a push. Vayne is... Oh, she wasn't building a Hurricane at all. She's built a Sword of the Divine, an item I am very curious about. Used it in a Graves game. It basically, you get 3 really fast shots, like tap, 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 that are all like 100% chance of being critical. So you can win a duel. Unfortunately, the 45% attack speed boost it gives you disappears entirely when you're not using it. So it's an attack speed item that's fairly decent, but then completely lets you down when you're off. So you got to win those trades if you're going to pop it. Walking over a ward. Red team's ward coverage is solid for this game. I don't think either team has an elixir. Oh, a little bit of damage, but man, the life on Rengar really up there. Spirit Visage is going to make sure that his roars are solid. Has a Wriggles Lantern as well, so he's got some life steal. They're going to be getting that buff for Ezreal. True Shot Barrage all day long. Twisted Fate getting E, getting Q'd, getting some hits. Probably pop the W there as well to get some life steal. Oh, and Darius coming in here ruining her life. Blue team managed to get the dragon amidst some sort of chaos. Oh my god, everyone is attacking everybody. Leona is gone down. Rengar is running away from that Vayne. She is reaching that status that she wants to be at. Oof, and the dunk failed, and he is down. Twisted Fate is going to be peppering this team. They are very low. I don't think they should be kiting him. And Rengar managed to kill Rumble, exactly what he wanted. He is left on top of Amumu. Power Chord, heal, and ace! When did Twisted Fate go down? We're going to have to follow Twisted Fate. That was a very... Alright, so Twisted Fate running away. Under tower, Q, and... Not quite sure what took him. Oh, the mask. Ah, there we go. Damage over time, one of my favorite things in the world. I love Twitch. And Amumu is just running around with less than 30 health. If he thinks he is going to do anything to that tower, he is not in the right mind. I think he's trying to attract that Sona like, hey, we need to do something about this tower. But Leona, this psychopath Leona is going to get back into the game. And, oh, let's see, she might run right for Amumu, the sad mummy right here. Look for a Leona ultimate. I can see her. True Shot Barrage dodged! An amazing lucky dodge there. Oh, man. Heart skipped a beat. Not even playing. Vayne has gotten back into lane. She has the Sword of the Divine. Have to pay attention next time they have a team fight, whether or not she used that during the team fight. Red team, though, has a very strong lead. And they're going to be taking this mid turret without any trouble. Some solid damage going down on Darius, though. Rumble being caught out of position, hooked, spun. Leona's using his ult. Yet again, like, out of the range of the fight. He has been ulted several times, and it was just bad for him. It took them a while to kill him, though. So if that had been part of a team fight, looks like Rumble could be a big help if he is used properly by the team. Let's see here, Amumu farm at top. Vayne trying to get whatever creep kill she can. Ezreal is dancing around, at least getting that blue buff. Twisted Fate aggression, oof! And Vayne is caught out by Rengar. Bolos leaps, healed, and he's taking some damage. He's regretting that. Twisted Fate doing tons of damage, but he misses with his Q. I guess tons of damage was a little premature. And Ezreal's free farm and bot. He's got lifesteal and a Trinity Force. He is super dangerous. While Vayne is only built an attack speed item. She needs that damage. Maybe she could build the new Bloodthirster, or see, a pickaxe. She could be building towards an Infinity Edge. She could be building towards several items. We will have to see. Blue team knows that Ezreal's out of position. Don't know if they're in any kind of state to go after him. Pretty good juking of Twisted Fate right there, as both teams are just kind of dancing in mid. Red team is doing a double split push. Ezreal is not managing to clear any creep waves with that. And we're getting some solid harassment out of Elise. Always got to be careful. Oh, and Rengar. He's going to be the playmaker right here. We'll see what happens. Running back into the jungle. He does not want to get destroyed. And this tower looks like it's going to get taken down. Ezreal's come back. Rengar's come back. This could be a 5v5. And that is very bad for blue team because red team is shown to be a little bit better in the group fight. Look at Elisa's build. She built a Shirelia's Revelry. And Lilandra's Torment. Interesting. She's very into cooldown and health. Well, she sent out a whole bunch of those spiders at this point. Ooh, fishing. And she's caught Sona. Flash and Crescendo saving her life. Amumu's jumped in there. Curse of the Sad Mummy doing tons of damage. But there's no one in the area. And what is Vayne doing? She's going to be caught out. Oh, but doing tons of damage. If she gets dunked, this could be very bad. And Rengar. Oh, double kill goes to Darius. Interesting. And now we got the cleanup. We have Elise. We have Rumble. They're doing everything they can. Sona is gone crazy because she just wants to catch True Shot Barrage. And there we go. Not quite sure how that went down so poorly. Sona is just going to chase him down. Rumble needs to be getting on that as well. Could he be going for a turret dive? I think it's been a while since he got hit. Oh, but Sona knows exactly where he is. She's going to go for a shut down. And you have a double buff Sona. Brave as all get out, but oh, jeez, a flip. Surviving with less than 20 health, the bleed almost taking her down. We got Rumble free farming in the middle. Blue team seems to be doing okay thanks to Elise, and oddly enough, Rumble as well. Interesting build coming out of Vayne. No one really building a lot of health. Well, I guess Rengar and Darius can both be very dangerous. Darius is very dangerous. Mom Mortius, Bloodthirster. And Rengar just seems to be building health. Okay, we got Amumu and Rumble in mid. Clearing, doing some damage. And what is Elise building to right now? She has built a Sheen. So she could be going Trinity Force. She could be going Lichbane. I'd imagine she'd go Lichbane. I could be wrong. I'm most likely wrong. And Amumu, is that a late Hunter's Machete? I don't recognize seeing that on him. He could be building towards one of the Spirit Stone items. Vayne Free Farm and Bot. Oh wow, look at that. Sona getting her kill. She's managed to build the Crucible. So that increases her mana regeneration by 1 per mana she's missing, and she has a remove any kind of stun or root and heals her team. Seems like a very cool item. And the Ruby Sightstone. So we're seeing some interesting... Oh, and the Dragon goes down. Vayne caught out of position. A solid Rumble Art finally. Crescendo going in there. TF is absolutely melted, but Vayne is going down without proper lifesteal. Dunk number 1. Let's all count them. And Elise is smartly teleporting away, flashing out of there, because she knows she's going to get dunked. Trying to do her best, and then Amumu comes in, doing his best to do a little bit of damage. Will Ezreal get away? He's got lifesteal thanks to that Bloodthirster. I don't think Amumu's going to be able to do anything as Leona helps burst him down. They are left with only that suicidal Sona, but she is pretty solid. Yeah, Blade of the Ruined King seems to be more of an item for bruisers than it is for ADs. The lifesteal you get off of it is like you get 10 lifesteal. Darius, on the other hand, has 12 plus. Well, eventually he can get 18 lifesteal, and they're going for Baron. Let's see how this goes. Leona is getting beat up real bad by Baron, but they're doing their best to fight him out. Blue team has no idea what's going on at the moment, and this could be interesting. Oh no, never mind. What am I talking about? That Ezreal is double buffed and he is super fed. Baron goes down, and now things could cripple for blue team. Gold lead is up there. Rumble doing tons of damage to TF, and Darius absolutely melts Vayne. Do not get close to a Darius. You have to wait for him to fail that dunk. Looks like a little bit of damage control, getting their blue buff before the enemy team does. Lisa's going to be able to send out plenty of spiders. Chain Vest, Sheen. Is there something I'm missing? Not quite sure if this could be panic build time. Trying to mitigate some of the damage you're going to get out of Rengar and Ezreal. Rengar has built the Runic Bulwark. So check that out if you haven't seen the upgrading of the Ages of Legion. There you go. That's what that is. Seeing some new items finally creep out. Both sides have built Ruby Sightstones. Not the side with Oracles, though. And let's see here, Leona going in after that Sona. She might be able to actually kill the big Wraith. Oh, and blue team going in there, trying to catch Leona out. Not quite sure why they're going after Leona, why they're trying to get away from tower. And TF absolutely melting Rumble. He needs to get out of there and get back to base. We have a split push going up on top with Rengar. And Vayne getting caught out of position. Oh, a little too much aggression considering that they have TF, they have Leona. So many things that can hold her in place, and she could have just been dunked as well. Rengar's going to munch apart that tower. As blue team falls back into their base, Mumu's doing his best to do some damage. Rengar is just ignoring him. He's got so much armor, he's got a lot of health too. And I don't think this is a fight Amumu's going to win. As red team marches just defiantly into the base, Rumble and Elise, the two strongest members of the team, doing their best to do some damage. Oh, the spider landing in on Twisted Fate. Leona ult, solid, fantastic. Darius has failed to dunk, so you might actually see... Nope, Rumble going down, a double kill for Ezreal. Rengar taking him out, and Vayne, who has just respawned, is in the worst of positions she could ever be in. I expect Rengar to leap on her. Oof, great dodging of that Leona. All she could hope for is to waste time. She is taken out by Darius, almost a penta. They're gonna... This might be game. Oh, and it's a surrender from blue team. Well, that's a look at some of the Season 3 items. Not a very diverse team for the blue team, and some bad team fights happened there. Oh, and look at that stacking. We click on one of these guys. Oh, I want to see if these thing if the see, can we go back slightly? Where's that? All right, so let's see here. Pause. So Leona and Rengar are both here. They have Bulwark and they have the Aegis of Legion. So let's click on him. Aegis of Legion and Bulwark. So right now, those two things don't stack. I'm pretty sure that will get fixed. So don't build that. Build it while you can. Take advantage. Get super tanky. Win all the time. Well, hope you enjoyed the match. We'll have more matches in the future. And Season 3 seems interesting. See ya.